Department of Arts and Culture and its partners launched the book CORY in the Universe in Pretoria today. The book is a child-friendly book on the coronavirus, and joining us now via Skype are two lovely ladies, the authors of the book, Nthandoyenkosi, Kunene and Thokozani and Dyosini. Thank you so very much, ladies, for joining us here on SABC News, and welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Flo, and thank you to all your viewers that are watching.
Well, let me start with you, Thando. Give us an idea, really, of what the book is about and what inspired it, and how appropriate is it for children. And the reason I ask that is because, you know, COVID is something actually quite scary. It involves possible death. Yeah. How have you made the book sort of easy to grasp for children without being, you know, too graphic?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you asked me that question in terms of how did we trickle down the coronavirus into a way that the kids will be able to understand. So as qualified teachers, what we've done is that we've used our teaching experience in the field to just know, okay, how our kids going to take this virus and learn better from it. So what inspired it really was we just saw such a huge gap when it comes to the conversation around coronavirus. It was so adult-centered, and no one was focusing on the children. No one was focusing on how this is affecting the children, because it really is. They have also lived through this pandemic just like we have. Their lives have also changed just like our lives have. So it's really just inspired from that to just also look at the children and look how the pandemic has affected them. And on the case of death, I'm so glad you asked about it, because there is a chapter on the book that focuses on how children deal with death.
Yeah. Thokozani, I mean, why was there a sort of specific need for this particular book? Are children not already getting, you know, a lot of information? Some might say it might be overkill at schools, at homes. I mean, you know, we're teaching them to wear masks everywhere, to sanitize. I mean, is this not an overload? What's different about this book that perhaps us as parents aren't doing and schools are perhaps not doing?
What's different about CORY in the Universe is the fact that this is such a multifaceted book. So it not only speaks to the arts, but it also speaks to great educational value. What makes this book different is the fact that we've tried to be as inclusive and diverse as we could. We have characters from all walks of life. There's so much cultural capital, and we wanted to truly portray the South African child in all their forms. And we thought that it would be even better if we had the book available in all 11 South African official languages. So that's what makes this book different. And I think we can never have enough resources and literature, especially when it comes to books for children, because we need to instill a culture of reading for leisure and entertainment. And this book speaks to the heart of that. It's just a great conversation starter that has more educational value than your normal book would.
And talk to us about, you know, the publishing process. I mean, for young authors, women, black women, it can seem a bit tedious to go into that. You might have this idea for a book, but you guys have executed that, which is lovely. But talk to us about, you know, from idea to where you are now today, where, you know, you've had the launch.
I think what we have done is really go out there to find people that have already done it. Yes. So we didn't go into it very blindly, but we really surrounded ourselves with people that would be able to assist us in making sure that today we have the CORY in the Universe book. Yeah. I mean, Nthandoyenkosi played such a critical role in us getting this book, because she literally took us one step to the next to just help us understand the value chain when it comes to publishing and being an author.
And in terms of the creation of CORY in the Universe, we work with such exceptional black women of talent. We have Neo Pake, who is an exceptional illustrator. She's created all our beautiful characters. Yeah. All we did was give her a few instructions on what we wanted, and she created, and it's just a beautiful project.
And, you know,
it really is about collaborating.
Yeah, you know, today is a literacy day, and one of the questions that, you know, I'm going to have a couple of guests after you as well on the show, and one of the questions that's been on my mind is, you know, relating to the issue of interest, firstly, when it comes to books, when it comes to children, but also accessibility. I mean, for example, you might have been in the past been able to take this book to a library where any child can access it, but I suppose at the moment now, you know, libraries have become sort of things of the past, which is quite worrying, isn't it? What do you think think about that when it comes to accessibility of books for children? And really, any one of you can answer the question.
I think, Flo, it goes back to, yes, we have also noticed as well, it was one of our questions whether we should do an ebook or have an actual book. And we strongly believe that it's important for a child to feel a book.
Yeah.
So if it means then we have to go back to basics where children are encouraged to go to the library instead of just sitting on your phone and reading from there. So I think that's truly important to just place emphasis on the physical, because not only are you touching it physically, but you also certain skills that you learn when you go through the pages of the book. So we'd rather have the kids have the actual book than have an ebook. That's what we promote.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of planning, what your future plans are in terms of continuing as authors and writing for children. And Nthandoyenkosi, I know I've spoken to you before. We had our Women's Day special, and you're one of my guests. And I know I asked you this question the last time. I said, you're a beauty queen. You're a former Miss South Africa. You can go the easy route with things. But do you plan indeed then to continue on this path of writing books and teaching and all of that, and really the passion from both of you, where it really does come from?
Definitely. Children's book have always been what we've wanted to do. We met in varsity. So we did our undergrad, we did our honors together, and TK continued to do her master's and PhD.
Yeah.
But it has always been an interest of writing storybooks that are a true representation of South African children. I mean, growing up as well, there are certain things that we look at. We want our children to grow up seeing a different picture.
And we definitely feel passionately about philosophy for children. So we want CORY in the university to be the first of many books that speak to all the different social challenges that happen within everyday life. We want to tackle so many different topics that children struggle with and things that they triumph with as well, and just take it a step further in everything that we do.
All right, Thokozani, Ntando, it's such a pleasure having you on SABC News this afternoon. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. And indeed, as a mom, thank you so much for the work that you are doing, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you, ladies.